Hi guys, welcome back to my build of the 1/35th scale Austin K2 ambulance from Airfix. In the last video we left the kit like this, with the major sub-assemblies completed and everything painted with the base paint. In this video we're going to finish the construction and the weathering. The first step was to do some chipping, and that chipping was started with a metallic colour on the stretcher rails at the rear. I used a combination of a fine brush and some sponge to get the chipping on there. We do have to be careful with chipping this because the majority of the rear of the ambulance is wooden, so we can't use that metallic or rusty colour in that case. However, we can do metallic chipping on the front and the interior of the cab, and that's exactly what I decided to do. Knowing that these things always tone down after a coat of varnish and some weathering, I tried to go a bit heavier than I normally would. You'll notice here that I've left the floorboards painted wooden. I did consider putting some chipping fluid down there and then putting paint over the top, but in the end I decided I like it the way it is. I put quite a lot of chipping on that bar at the front there, as I guess that is where there would be some kind of a chain or cable, and therefore it would get lots of wear. Equally, the steps at the back would also get a lot of wear. I wasn't 100% sure whether these are wooden or metal, so I made an executive decision and decided they were metal. When I was doing the chipping here, I tried to focus it on the centre of the steps, as of course people tend to walk up the centre rather than at the edges. Various external metal components were also chipped, so we've got the fuel tanks, and the containers there for the water cans. Once that was done, the next job was a nice oil paint pin wash. I always find it quite difficult to decide the colour for a pin wash on desert vehicles, but in this case I went for something nice and dark. This is Sepia from Abteilung 502, and my rationale there is that if we're in the desert we're going to have some quite deep cast shadows with the harsh sun, and so I want something nice and dark there to emulate those. As you can see, it really brings out the detail in the wheels. For the white parts in the rear, I did have to be extra careful to make sure I didn't get excess wash everywhere, and I had to make sure that I cleaned it up nicely afterwards. I do like the detail here that Airfix have given us on the floor, including the nail or the screw marks on the planks. Of course, I could afford to be a lot heavier with the wash on the underside of the vehicle, and that's exactly what I did, trying to concentrate it in the corners and give that illusion of shadows and grime and dirt and so on. Here's the front of our vehicle after the chipping and the pin wash. I think that looks quite nice. It's starting to get a bit dirty and a little bit used, which is exactly what I was looking for. To make those tyres stand out a bit more, I dry brushed on some rubber and tyres, which is a sort of medium dark grey colour from AK. I think that looks pretty good. There is a rifle rack inside the ambulance, so I put a spare rifle from the spare parts box in there. You do have to follow the sequence of instructions correctly when you're putting the flimsies for the water in place and the mud guards. You must put those in place before you attach the upper surface to the chassis, otherwise bad things will happen. Now, one of the things about the last video was that the camouflage stood out quite a lot. It was really quite bright and bold, and I needed to fade the colours together. I decided the best way to do this was some kind of oil streaking, so I took my sort of grey yellowish colours, so neutral grey here, light mud, and industrial earth, which is a bit brown but it does work. I didn't end up using the brown wash that you see there. I squeezed those out onto some tissue paper to absorb the oil, and then did some streaking. I suppose you could call this a dot filter as well. Putting small dots of the colour on there and streaking it down with a brush dampened in thinners. And keeping the motion vertical, like dust and dirt running down the vehicle. And of course I'm remembering that you can easily remove any excess oil paint, so if I get a big black strike there that I don't like, I can very easily remove it. It doesn't stand out too much on the camera here, but it looks a bit better in real life. But hopefully you can see that that has faded those colours ever so slightly. They look a little bit less bold now. For the roof, I know you can sort of blend these colours in sort of circular motions or similar. I went for streaking still, just going outwards from the centre. And of course a similar technique on the bonnet. For a few of the dustier areas I did put some buff oil paint directly onto them and then blend them in with a dry brush. The tyres and a few other low hanging parts of the vehicle were given a dry brush with that same buff oil paint. Inside I wanted to give the impression of lots and lots of sand being brought into the vehicle. I imagine it would get everywhere. I stuck with the buff oil paint for this as well, but this time I thinned it down a bit more. and just sort of splattered it on the areas where I thought there'd be high traffic. I do have an enamel wash I could have used for this as well, but I thought I'd stick with the oil paint. I had it handy, and of course it matches the colour on the external weathering, which makes it a bit more realistic. It doesn't really matter here if you can sort of see brush marks, because they can basically just represent boot marks. Although I liked the way the tyres looked at this stage, I realised that they were too clean. There would be lots of sand in those grooves, and so the oil paint was put in there too. I wasn't really sure what to do with the leather, so these cushions at the back and the seats. But I did watch a very nice tutorial from LPJ Models a while ago, and he used oil paints to add some texture, so I thought I'd try that. This is a dark brown oil paint, sort of stippled on, trying to give an impression of texture. Again, if you get too much on, you can wipe it off easy enough. Once I was happy with that, back to the old buff oil paint, just in the centre, and blend it in to give an impression of wear. So in the centre here, I guess I should put some on the edge as well, that's the most likely place they'd be worn down. I feel that looks pretty decent. Not the best leather you'll ever see, but not too bad. On the other hand, I really wasn't sure what to do with these stretchers. They're canvas stretchers. I did try oil paint on one of them, but it didn't really work. It didn't look like the effect I was after. So perhaps to my shame, I did just leave those in the base coat of flat earth. So it's quite hard to see here and to get the camera to focus, but here you can see the interior taking shape, with some weathering going on. It's not filthy, but it's definitely used. I am quite happy with that cushion actually on the passenger seat. Here's our driver. That was an absolute pain to get that in. I mean, it's not Airfix's fault, you know, they didn't know I was going to use Mini Arts figures, but anyway, he's in there. Again, the helmet there on the side is just from the spare parts box. And then we can close everything up with the roof and the canvas doors. Now that looks pretty decent. I was fairly happy with it at this stage, but we did need a bit more dust, so I went back to the good old Tamiya acrylics, mixed a kind of light earth dusty colour. This dust paint was made from a lot of buff and a small amount of XF59 desert yellow. Really thinned down. I did thin this with acrylic thinner rather than lacquer thinner, which I normally use for Tamiya acrylics, just because I was a little bit afraid of spraying a high concentration of lacquer thinner all over my model at this stage. And with that done, let's look at the final result. So there we go guys, that was my build of the brand new Airfix K2Y ambulance in 1/35 scale. This was such a fun kit to build. I've been really lucky recently. The last 2 or 3 kits I've built have just been absolutely fantastic. This ambulance went together perfectly. There were no issues with it whatsoever. It was a real joy to build, great fun to paint. Great combination of colour schemes there as well. Obviously I did the counter scheme, but you've got the desert scheme. You've got a couple of the green schemes as well. Thoroughly recommend this kit. Love the options. Love the detail in the back as well. I am going to do another full interior kit in the near future, but what I like about kits like this is they have the interior and you can actually see it without doing cutaways or anything like that. So yeah, great fun had building this one. I did consider putting it in a diorama base, but to be honest, I feel like the ambulance on its own, it doesn't really work on its own in a little diorama or vignette. It needs something else. It needs more figures really as well. And it's very hard to get hold of figures for doctors, medical staff, or even wounded soldiers. But I will think about that in the future. I've got a few of the desert vehicles that I can build, British ones as well. Talking of figures, I've been building and painting quite a few figures recently. Let me give you a quick sneak preview of some of the things that are coming up. Of course, they'll all have vehicles to go with them, so if any of those capture your eye, remember to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. A huge thanks to my Patreon supporters who have seen a bit more of those projects already and know what the vehicles are. These guys provide invaluable support to the channel every single month and it's massively appreciated, so thank you guys. And of course, if you are interested in joining Patreon or YouTube membership, then you can find links in the description below. Equally, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to see photos of my builds. And until next time, thanks for watching and have fun modelling.